Signs when someone has relationship anxiety. Have you ever loved someone so deeply that even the smallest change in their behavior made your heart immediately feel uneasy and uncertain? A delayed reply can suddenly feel like rejection, while a shorter text than usual convinces you that something has quietly changed between you. Instead of assuming they are simply busy, your mind begins creating stories that make you fear the relationship is falling apart. For someone living with relationship anxiety, ordinary moments can quickly become filled with fear, doubt, and endless overthinking. Relationship anxiety is not about loving someone too much, but about constantly fearing that the person you love might suddenly leave. Rather than enjoying the relationship as it unfolds, your mind stays focused on preventing a heartbreak that has not even happened. One of the biggest signs of relationship anxiety is overthinking almost every conversation long after it has already ended. You replay your words repeatedly because you wonder if something you said accidentally hurt your partner without you realizing it. A simple text message can be analyzed over and over because your anxious mind keeps searching for hidden meanings that probably do not exist. Even something as small as a missing emoji or a delayed response can suddenly feel like proof that something is seriously wrong. Another common sign is needing frequent reassurance because your mind struggles to believe that love can remain steady and secure. You may often ask whether everything is okay because you constantly worry that your partner is secretly becoming distant from you. Even after hearing comforting words, the relief usually fades quickly because anxiety finds another reason to make you question the relationship. People with relationship anxiety often carry an intense fear of abandonment that appears even when there is no real danger present. A small disagreement can feel like the beginning of a breakup because your mind immediately prepares itself for the worst possible outcome. A canceled plan or a missed phone call can leave you wondering whether your partner is slowly losing interest in being with you. Instead of viewing these situations as normal parts of everyday life, your thoughts automatically jump toward painful conclusions. Another noticeable sign is apologizing far more often than necessary because keeping the peace feels safer than expressing your real emotions. You may find yourself saying sorry for things that were never your fault simply because you desperately want the tension to disappear. Over time, this habit slowly teaches you that your own feelings matter less than avoiding conflict within the relationship. People with relationship anxiety also become extremely sensitive to changes in their partner's mood, routine, or everyday behavior. If your partner seems quieter than usual, your mind quickly assumes that you must have done something to upset them. When they appear distracted or tired after a long day, you often believe their emotional distance is somehow your responsibility. Most of these fears are not based on facts because anxiety naturally fills unanswered questions with negative assumptions. Another common sign is craving constant communication because frequent messages temporarily make you feel emotionally safe and connected. You feel calm whenever your phone lights up with their name, but silence quickly becomes another reason for your anxiety to grow. Every notification brings a brief sense of relief, while every unanswered message allows fear to become louder inside your mind. This constant need for communication usually comes from insecurity rather than any desire to control another person's freedom. Relationship anxiety can also make you compare yourself with other people in ways that slowly damage your self-confidence. You may wonder whether someone else is more attractive, more successful, more interesting, or simply easier for your partner to love. Instead of appreciating your own strengths, you become trapped in a cycle of constantly focusing on your imagined weaknesses. As time passes, your confidence becomes deeply connected to how much attention, affection, or reassurance your partner gives you. Another important sign is finding it difficult to completely trust love even when your partner has given you no reason to doubt them. Your mind keeps expecting disappointment because it has learned to prepare for emotional pain before it actually happens. Even peaceful moments can feel uncomfortable because your anxious thoughts convince you that happiness will not last for very long. Instead of relaxing into the relationship, you remain emotionally alert because you are waiting for something to eventually go wrong. Relationship anxiety also causes many people to hide their true emotions because they fear honesty might push their partner away. Rather than sharing your worries openly, you keep everything inside until the emotional pressure becomes almost impossible to carry. Many people also find themselves checking their phone repeatedly because they are hoping for another message that provides temporary reassurance. They notice when messages are read, when replies take longer than usual, and when online activity suddenly seems different from before. Living with this constant emotional uncertainty eventually becomes exhausting because your mind rarely gets the opportunity to truly rest. Even during happy memories together, part of your mind continues worrying about what could possibly happen in the future. Another common sign is struggling to accept compliments because anxiety convinces you that loving words cannot possibly be completely genuine. When your partner says they love you, your mind immediately wonders whether those words will still be true tomorrow. Instead of fully enjoying affection and kindness, you begin preparing yourself for disappointment before anything has even changed. Many people also become unusually alert to small changes in daily routines because their brain has learned to constantly search for danger. If your partner calls later than usual or seems less energetic, your anxious thoughts immediately begin creating painful explanations. Relationship anxiety often makes calm and peaceful moments feel unfamiliar because your mind has become used to expecting emotional storms. This creates a difficult cycle where fear produces more fear until anxiety begins controlling how you experience love itself. It is important to understand that relationship anxiety often begins long before the current relationship ever started. Past heartbreak, broken trust, emotional neglect, or unpredictable relationships can teach the brain that love is never completely safe. These painful experiences remain in the background and continue influencing how you interpret even healthy relationships in the present. The encouraging news is that relationship anxiety is something people can gradually overcome with patience, awareness, and consistent emotional growth. Learning healthy communication helps replace fearful assumptions with honest conversations that strengthen trust instead of weakening it. Building self-confidence allows your sense of worth to come from within yourself instead of depending entirely on another person's reassurance. Practicing emotional awareness helps you recognize the difference between anxious thoughts and genuine problems that truly need attention. If these fears begin interfering with your happiness or relationships, speaking with a qualified mental health professional can provide valuable support. Healing does not happen overnight, but every healthy choice you make slowly teaches your heart that love does not always lead to pain. Remember that having relationship anxiety does not make you weak because it simply means your heart has learned to protect itself. With self-awareness, emotional healing, supportive relationships, and patience, it becomes possible to experience love with much greater peace. Healthy love is not built on constant fear, endless overthinking, or the need for reassurance because it grows through trust and understanding. The right relationship should make you feel emotionally safe enough to be yourself instead of constantly questioning your value or importance. If you recognized several of these signs today, remember that awareness is the first and most powerful step toward lasting emotional healing, because real love should bring you comfort, security, and peace far more often than it brings fear, confusion, or constant emotional uncertainty.